So in class, Miss Clement mentioned the part in Act 1, Scene 5, where Romeo refers to himself as a pilgrim and Juliet as a saint. And there wasn't time in class for me to talk about that, but I wanted to make this quick video to kind of discuss that idea. This scene in Romeo and Juliet is a great example of why people so often cite William Shakespeare as the greatest playwright. It can be difficult at first for us to understand why it is that people heap so much praise on Shakespeare. But the reason is that Shakespeare, we know, we talked about before we started reading, was writing these plays to entertain the uneducated, illiterate masses of Victorian London. These are not highly sophisticated people, right? These are blue collar, working class people. And his writing was incredibly popular with them, but also contains these highly intricate, really deep use of language that is both simple to understand, but the more you think about it, the deeper it goes. It is really the reason why there are professors in colleges whose entire careers are made up on just studying the works of Shakespeare, right? There aren't really very many other authors, if any, who have such a dedicated uh, academic world around them. This first meeting between Romeo and Juliet, when this use of the word pilgrim happens, is actually a great example of a sonnet, something else Shakespeare was super famous for having written many of. A sonnet is simply a 14-line play that uses some sort of rhythmic scheme. In English writing and a lot of Shakespeare sonnets, that means there's 10 syllables, 10 syllables in every single line. And these lines, this sonnet within the Act 1, Scene 5, has 10 syllables per line as well. Romeo says, "If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this. My lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss." Juliet responds, "Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. Which mannerly devotion shows in this? For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy Palmer's kiss." You can listen to that and you can hear it almost, you're almost singing as you read it, right? This is the hard part of reading the No Fear Shakespeare, the modern translation, is you lose some of that rhythmic component to Shakespeare, right? There's that having that this little poem be so sing-songy has gives it greater meaning, right? That they both speak in the same rhythm to each other is supposed to make you think there's some special connection between them. But let's talk about that word pilgrim and the concept of the study of etymology. Etymology is the study of where the meaning of a word comes from. Uh, Etymology in the English language is really complicated because English is a language that is a mashup of a whole bunch of different languages pieced together, like many languages in Europe are, uh, because Europe has such a long history of those different language groups intermingling with each other. English is the etymology of most English words have roots in German or French, and then also those words have their own roots in Latin, and this this string of why words mean what they mean in the 21st century is pretty complicated, but can also be really interesting. Pilgrim is a word in modern America that has a very obvious connotation in its connection to the Thanksgiving holiday. Pilgrims are the name that we give for those early settlers in the Massachusetts Bay, of which many elementary teachers teach you a very inaccurate story of what their life was like and why they were moving there. And there's this whole mythology built up around that word pilgrim. But the word pilgrim has a more broad, more a longer history to it than just that very specific slice of American mythology. The word pilgrim, if you look it up in the dictionary, means a person who journeys for religious reasons. Right? That is why those early settlers in the Massachusetts Bay were called pilgrims. Right? They were looking for religious freedom. Um, and so they were called pilgrims. They were journeying. They were looking for something for a religious reason. So for Romeo to refer to himself as a pilgrim, he is saying that he has been searching for something. He has been looking for this thing. And what is this thing? Well, it's something religious in nature. And he refers to Juliet as this holy shrine, right? And then she refers to herself as a saint. And he responds, calling her a saint and agreeing that she is a saint. So by Romeo calling himself a pilgrim, he is not only saying that he has been searching for something, but the thing he has been searching for is Juliet. Right? This is this deep connection that we have. Uh, Another interesting piece of this word pilgrim that perhaps, well, certainly Shakespeare didn't intend, but I think has an interesting connection, is that the word pilgrim in English is a descendant of a word peregrinus from Latin. And the word peregrinus means something something foreign that has come to a place that is not foreign, right? Is the word that Romans would have used for people from outside of Rome coming into Rome. Right? They would have referred to them as peregrinus. And that word is where we get the modern day word pilgrim, but also the name of the peregrine falcon, one of the most well known birds of prey in America, a bird that soars through the air all day, searching, right? I don't think that the peregrine falcon is searching for God in the way that a pilgrim is, but it is searching for its prey, right? Which is why it has this same root word from Latin as the word pilgrim. And we can make some connection here. We know how the story of Romeo and Juliet ends, and we can make some assumptions on the idea of that falcon soaring through the air, searching for its prey. We can convey that same meaning onto Romeo. He has been searching for his prey, and he has found it, and now he is swooping in. And it doesn't usually work out well for the mouse in the falcon example, and it's not going to work out very well for Juliet in the example of this story either. This is why Shakespeare is so uh, beloved in academic circles. His ability to write simply in a way that anyone can understand that, oh, Romeo thinks Juliet is hot and he wants to kiss her. Right? That's the base meaning of this passage, of this sonnet within the play. That is the the ultimate goal of writing this, but within those 14 lines, there is so much more. There's all of the weight of history and connotation of that word pilgrim, of what that word means,